Hello, everyone. Lasagna Monique for A New Way. Thank you for joining me. So, today I want to talk about. I feel that the reason why relationships, particularly between men and women, are suffering is because of how boys and girls are raised traditionally. So, we as human beings, we are communal animals, so to speak. And so we like being around each other. We gravitate towards each other. And so, especially men and women, just like nature goes together, everything may be different, but it all works. They go together naturally. So do men and women. And for this channel and all future topics, I'm going to stick to heterosexuality, love and light healing to everybody. Everybody's trying to live, So as far as gender role, the gender specific, I'm going to leave that out because there's plenty of wonderful people, talking about that. So right now, we're going to talk about the conflict between men and women. And I believe it directly stems from how boys and girls are raised. So, boys and girls are raised to go against each other. Think about it. So, by the time the boy's around 3 years old, they take the teddy bear out of his hand or their stuffed animal, right? Which would teach him about love and nurturing, caring, right? And then they put a toy gun in it, an action figure, a sports car, tank, and they're fighting, 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 right? So that's only going to condition him to what? Naturally want to look for fights, look for conflict, right? And then there's the emotional component. They're not allowed to really build their emotional muscles. Why? Because little boys don't cry. Pull your big boy pants up. You're a man in the house. And so immediately they set little boys up for this heavy burden of being a protector and a provider and a warrior, the soldier. You know, it and look at our ex-military, and we give thanks. But a lot of them come back, have a very, very, very hard time in relationships. Same thing with law enforcement officers. It takes a lot of work. I'm not saying there aren't happy relationships out there. I'm saying if you look overall, like really pay attention and listen, to real people as well, not just on TV, but and read, you'll see. And so the now on the other side are the girls. And what the girls have to go through is they cater to the world, and they're denied even being a human being. They're not even seen as human beings. They're seen lesser as human beings. I've heard I heard men say this, and some women, you know, um, little girls are to be seen, not heard. They cater to the world. What did they do? They put baby dolls, change diapers, little stroller, little cooking set. They're cooking it up. And, they're playing. Then they get a little bit older. It's Barbie Kim drama. They're fighting. They love each other at first, but then they fighting. And Barbie got pregnant, had a little baby. And then Skipper came along and she adopted Skipper. And it's just like, Dad, can't the little girl just be a girl? You know? And what it does is it sets two beautiful souls, two, beings who came into this realm to, explore and, discover who and what they truly are. It's programming. And so what happens when they grow up and the hormones start kicking in, they're going to seek each other. But like I said, men are already trained to not express themselves, so they're going to have problems with coping skills. Where that's why women can handle more. They say a woman's work is never done. I mean, it is today, but they say a woman's work is never done because she can handle more because as a little girl, she was allowed to cry and feel and express herself and build up her emotional muscles. Therefore, she's going to problem solve. She's going to be more creative, which she is, nature by nature anyway. But the men, they little boys, are learned that they can't express themselves, so they're holding all this in. And the energy, we're energetic beings. That energy has to get out. It has to go somewhere. So what happens, when you can't hold it in any longer? The beast comes out. Self-preservation. See the first video. The beast comes out, and this is where crime, this is where harm against others, sexual assault and worse, it comes in. Damage of property, taking one's own life, taking the lives of others. I mean, look at all the shootings that are being revealed, and it's probably always been that way, but it's escalated. And so we have an opportunity to really look at it and not just talk about mental health, but it's also emotional health, and it goes back to, I want to throw in the reward and punishment situation. It's in the school indoctrination. You got that against them too. Like those who have A's are celebrated and those who don't, are looked down on. And nobody wants to be left out. Nobody wants to be the class, I say the village idiot. Nobody wants to be the dunce. And so we start faking the funk, put on, we hold our feelings in, we don't talk about it. And at some point it's going to manifest in your life, whether it's addiction to alcohol, drugs, sex addiction, anger issues, criminal activity or self-harm, or just being an introvert and just go like, forget it, life's so hard, I'm just going to go to work and, just be done. I hate humanity. Like I think everybody has that moment where like you just, and it's hard for a lot of people to bounce back and some don't, especially men. Men have the highest suicide rate. So we really, really have to look at this. I'm not saying spoil. I'm not saying, let the child do whatever, but I really feel like get into the arts, get into nature, make it educational. So not only are the children going to show us why they came, because children bring gift into the world, right? This is why we don't have newness, because we're not allowing children to come into the world as they are and just step back and see. Now, this is interesting. This is what the indigenous people, this is what they did. The Native Americans, Africans, all indigenous people, they didn't even name their child until they saw what their purpose was, saw what the gift that they were bringing into the tribe. Meaning they watched how they play, they watched how they interact with other, village members. And they said, oh, this one likes to hunt, this one likes to sew, this one wants to be, likes the herbs and the plants, this one likes the animals. And so what they would do is they would match that child up with someone in the village, and that is how their mentorship grew. And they added on, brought in, evolved whatever thing they were doing, agriculture, medicine, whatever, and we build, and that's how we evolve. And humanity has been at a stopping block for a long, long time, right? A long time. And we're just rehashing. That's why they're redoing everything, But there's tons of creative ideas out there. There's tons of newness, but it just seems like humanity is just stuck. And now is our opportunity, thanks to Age of Aquarius and the Supreme Creator that flows through all of us. We are bringing in newness, but we're also looking at the root of the problems and we're making changes. So I just encourage all new parents to really reflect on my words. Don't take my word for it. Like, see for yourself, listen to people, read, study. Like you'll see it. It speaks for itself. So we have to support our elders, our men, our uncles, our brothers, our cousins, our friends, our coworkers. We have to encourage them to speak their mind, seek therapy, make sure, you're eating right, you're exercising, you're getting in nature, but talk about the feelings. Don't look down on them. Other men look down on other men. That is really where it began, because it's not even in our nature as women or as girls to look down. Why? Because of programming. We got the baby dolls and we purpose them. We like little strollers, you know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. And so it's other men who started the bullying and the hazing, right? And it's really not their fault, because we don't know how far the programming goes back. So, and it's not to blame, it's to look at it so we can put a stop to it and let boys be boys, let them be children, and let the men now be men, be balanced and, respectful, and reclaim your honor. Reclaim your honor. Reclaim, like, find your true purpose. Men, you are not dominant brutes, alpha male, and the alpha and beta thing, like, everybody got twisted. And I beseech you, please, read and study about bioenergetics, energy, get into, the esoteric about that, and I'm gonna leave that alone. But, I just really encourage men and women to really think about what I'm saying, and then see it in yourself. See the programming and see why you're so uncomfortable with life. You may be comfortable and going on, but there's something off. From the richest to the poorest, this has to change. It has to change so we can truly be free and truly step into abundance, because we have a lot of rich people, rich and famous people, royalty, and you look at their eyes. You know the pictures. They're smiling, but you see their eyes. They're not happy. They're faking funk. And we all do it. Fake it till you make it. But I said, let's stop faking it. Let's make it. Instead of simply surviving, it's time to thrive. And we have to address the pain, and we have to address the source of the pain. And the source of the pain is the programming. Now, I'm not saying, let your kid do whatever they want, play with whatever they want. Discipline is very, very important. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying push some type of a natural ideal on them. And no, that's not a dig at, certain communities. It's just observe. Just watch. That's the beauty. That's the joy. That's the wonder of it. Like seeing, what the children are going to do. Because they all do something interesting, something different. I mean, just look some of these little baby videos. And you have these little babies doing some very, very, very things I've never seen a baby do. And it's very interesting. And you're saying, I bet he's going to be a so-and-so in group, or I bet she's going to be a so-and-so in group. And then the beauty to find out, hey, I was right, you know? So let children be. Yes, they need the guidance and all these things, but let's not hit them and yell at them. Let's not make them, look a certain way. And parents, let's really consider, that your life is your life. Their life is their life. So let's not have parents live vicariously through children. Toddlers in tears come to mind. Stage moms come to mind. But it's not just stage moms. It's regular moms, grandmas, dads, uncle. I get it. You're excited, when you have your little one or you're a teacher and you see, the cute little kids or their personalities, and you want to recruit, so to speak, or you want to take credit for something and try to mold them into what you want them to be. But they're not here for that, just like you aren't here for that. So let us really, really look deeply and, really think about it. And it's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Forgive yourself, forgive others, and let's start anew. So if anyone has any ideas, you can, contact me. If you like the video, please, subscribe, share. If you care to donate, we would love to have that, to get some new equipment, and so we can bring out some really, really good stuff for you. We're going to do some fun stuff too. Right now, I'm just going through the basics because it's time. It is a new age, a new year, and we are ready to go. So this is LaSanya Monique for A New Way. Thank you for joining me. Be wise and be well. Be well and be wise. Thank you.